Today we're doing an event in the Lynn Hall Library about the Fragments of Scotch poetry. It's a curation about the Gibson collection here in the Lynn Hall Library on the Poetry Jukebox. It's in the downstairs lobby of the library. It's a tall blue tube with a speaker on it. You just push the button and listen to a poem. On the Columkill map, our proximity here on the island of Ireland with Scotland is not only striking, but also intimate. It is a notion that connects us. I was on a visit to Singapore once. The hotel conference room had an Asian-centric map of the world, and alongside it, an Australian-centric map of the world. And I noted how small, remote, and insignificant we were on this island when viewed from another angle, skewed away to a different hub and focal point. My mentor had a strapline on his email: when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. These are not islands separated by the sea. They are joined by the sea. We are not separated by culture, by languages, by landscape, by beliefs or custom. We are one, nuanced, myriad, varied, and kindred. At the hub of the Venn diagram of all our connectedness is language. So I'm going to really let these poets speak for themselves. Without any further ado, Pàdraig MacAoidh.
It was a huge honour to be invited to take part in this for a couple of different reasons. Though I'm from the Isle of Lewis, it was while doing a PhD in Dublin and then working in the Seamus Heaney Centre for Poetry that I started taking poetry seriously as something you could do and it actually mattered. I still remember taking some poems to Kieran Carson when he was the director of the Heaney Centre, putting them on his desk, tentatively say, "Are these any good?" As if I was working down a mine and taking the raw materials to the surveyor. And also because it made me take Robert Burns seriously. Because in the last year, one of the things that I should really have realised but didn't is I'm now expected to be one of the people carrying the flame of Robert Burns as the Scottish Makar. So the number of invitations I have to Burns suppers or questions I have about Burns. And so this was a really nice, easy way in to start to clarify some of my own thoughts about Burns. Coming from a Gaelic-speaking area in the north of Scotland, Burns wasn't as pervasive as he is in other parts of Scotland. The song I was asked to respond to was one that he wrote late in his life, a song called I Wert Thou in the Cold Blast. And when he was in his final sickness in 1796, he was being tended by a young woman, and he wrote this poem for her, Jessie Lawyers. Because it's Robert Burns, he was also at least half in love with this woman. So it's half a love poem and half a thank you. O wert thou in the cold blast, on yonder lea, my plaidy to the angry airt, I'd shelter thee, I'd shelter thee. Or did misfortune's bitter storms around thee blaw, around thee blaw, thy beal should be my bosom, to share it all, to share it all. Or were I in the wildest waste, say black and bare, say black and bare, the desert were a paradise, if thou wert there, if thou wert there. Or were I monarch of the globe, with thee to reign, with thee to reign, the brightest jewel in my crown would be my queen, would be my queen. So I responded to it in Gaelic and then I translated it into English just so that in events like this, I'm not talking to myself. And as always, there's the going back and forth between the languages just to see what can happen between them or what not. And weirdly, the figure from Roman history, Macrobius, finds his way into it, partly because I think I visited a school in Edinburgh and a 6-year-old boy who was watching me through a football the whole time said, "Robert Burns on the screen behind you, is he your father?" So, okay, sons of Robbies, Macrobius, let's play with this idea and see where we go. O wert thou in the cold blast. Much though I distrust a man singing quietly to me in the conditional tense, Burns might just, my love, be right to prepare us for the cold blasts and the deserts. We're as changeable as language itself, a time-charged medium whose fields and paradises and awe hide a tired history of want and war. Like the Roman provincial Macrobius eating grapes one after another and talking of how civilizations rise and fall, we are at the end of a world. The crumbling and rebuilding of walls, the forgetting of words. Thankfully though, we're not Macrobius or sons of Burns, and won't mourn empires or kingdoms as long as spattered raindrops still glitter on tweed tendrils, as wrens nest in the cracks in the trees, tacking tent of nothing but the music of their habits. Trust in the wrens, my love, the rain and the cherry blossom, not my blustering chest or jewelled words. Trust in them, let them be. Share 'em all. Thank you.
Well, this is a really special day. We've brought together Scottish writers and Northern Irish writers. I am really honoured to have one of my poems included. There's a bit of history and a bit of modern poetry. It all came together really well today.
This is not the usual introduction that I would give to starting to read a poem, but it's been a while since I've been driving down the road on a Massey 135 tractor. So being given the gift of Tua Moose to think about, to spend time with and to respond to, was to listen to the words of a man, of a nature observer, of a farmer, and of a poet. To move beyond the cliched phrases that everybody knows and usually quotes with the words in the wrong order, but to look at somebody who, the story has it, was so distressed by having broken this mouse's nest with the plough that he left and wrote to a moose. It was very tempting then, because I sat with Burns' words for a long time to think about how I should respond to that. Growing up as a farmer's daughter, I'm still aware of the changing natural world around us. And so my mouse gathered a voice. And in my response to the wonderful gift that I was given, I created Moose to Moose, quite a wee beast. And this is where the mouse responds to a broken-hearted poet and farmer and lover of nature. I thank ye for the words ye gave me, though new with it a hush you've left me. I'm wild and hurted, my heart's nae free for I'll be gone. But stop and think, and dinna chase me for we're the same. Ye dinna ken who a moose and man, yin sae small and yin sae grand, could ever think to be the ane. Ye've much to learn. Fate has been fickle frae time began, fortune's gay a turn. The farming world's wild different now. Mair folk need fud, so there's mair to do. Days may be yet long, and the work be's too, yet muckle's gone. Me yarn o' loss be's naething new. were baith the same. Yince, I'd gather grasses, stalks and leaves, go to a hedgerow, verge or field, a quiet place that I knowed while weel to mak a nest. When men took scythes to cut a field, I could yet rest. Scything, like ploughing, was steady and slow. I heard them work so, had time to go. There were soft green spaces where I'd lie low till they shifted on. Twixt moose and man, 'twas a dance we baith knowed, but all that has gone. Ach, your poet saying he's made ye soft. Fairman folk now would nae listen, but laugh and gae nae thocht to my habitat. They've nae time to stop. Men and machines are busy all that to bait the clock. Farm pesticides here are killing my kine. For the wee small craters, folk pay no mind. When seeds, fruits and moss are harder to find, our numbers fall. Bigger fields mean hedgerows are gone forby, so we're pushed awa. So just stop your greeting and hearken till me. The future's dark for both moose and ye. Changing times are aping to see, Richnu. A weary winter be's coming for ye, 'tis true. Incomes frae farming are falling fast, near hand 50% the year afore last. Agriform policies hae yous downcast and poorer forby. Small farms are fading into the past, like lives gone by. Young yins these days want an easier start. No mere working outdoors in the cowl in the dark, breaking their backs and breaking their hearts at hame. Precious links to the land are busted apart. Nathan's the same. Soon we'll both be mere yearns of days that are gone, when nature was soft and summer times long, when our hearts as well as our pride was strong in each house. Now look who the future has joined, both man and a moose. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, a challenge and a joy to take part in the Poetry Jukebox, to respond to Robert Burns, to spend some time with his words and then to write a response to that. Farmer to farmer, moose to moose. That's how I've got involved, and it's just been such a pleasure. I used the standard Habi, which is a really complicated syllabic structure, and it kicked me seriously as I was working on it, but it allowed me to tell the story in the tone of voice that the mouse needed to say to Burns, look, wise up, everything's changing. Don't be the only one to girn.
My commissioned poem is called La Tête Attachée, and it's inspired by the story of a bog woman, Ballymacombe's moor woman. This bog body was recently discovered outside Blackey. The body dates from the Iron Age, and evidence points to a violent death and decapitation. So the form of the poem is a ballad with a strong refrain, and it's inspired by Robert Burns, a man's a man for all that. There's a bit of Seamus Heaney in it, because I'm working at the Seamus Heaney home place at the minute, and bog body, Seamus Heaney, it's kind of unavoidable, so there's a bit of a link there from Burns to Heaney and then to me. So, might need the glasses. So, La Tête Attachée. I loop my neck in 10-style gold, my tresses sappled afore him. I kneel and pray for every soul that knowed na better afore him. Afore him, afore him, see me in Lochbeg afore him. Gold in discs, torques and trooks, duked in the ban afore him. A last sup on blackthorn sloes throws o' a bride afore him. Ye hap me weel and low, ye bathe my skin afore him. Cleek me deep afore him. Thrist and skirl afore him, forsooth for honour, and the morra mak me a martyr afore him. The herst corn is fusted funk, droon me deep afore him. Cast off a hoke, a silken spunk, we knowed na better afore him. Afore him, did barley miscarry afore him? It's him in me, emptied creel, queen and king afore him. My tongue a tithered ballad got, oem lines afore him. Nae angles, Norse, nor word of God was brought to us afore him. Nae gospel scrolls afore him. Afore him, I saved a clan and every man in Spagnum moss afore him. One day I'll rise in middle, in moss, in spluttery sump before him. Elbows high, na langer lust, sask in pink afore him. Afore him, I come again afore him. Should I forgie, as he forgave, the brave injustice afore him. So I just wanted to check on the way by there that I had prepared the little fragment poem to Disappointment by Hugh Porter. So I brought it with me. I thought I'd maybe read a wee bit of it as well. So this was quite funny because this came into my inbox after lots of job rejections, and I thought somebody's having a laugh. So it's quite a funny poem. So this is Hugh Porter, Bard of Money Slain, which is in County Down. So anyway, to Disappointment. O thou, on mischief ever bent, as far condemned as we your Kent, few fellas will the loose lament, when grumpy gets ye, it seems ye hae been born in lint, for a flesh hates ye. And oh, that ye had never yet been born, to keep my heart sae het, or had I been endowed with wit to keep far frae ye, for sure on earth there's nane less fit to wingle wi' ye. Oh, happy ye, what daily grudge, through dirt and dung, without a grudge, nor hope nor fear, can e'er dislodge your sluggish pace, as deaf to honour, on ye trudge, and to disgrace. So that's the modern equivalent. The modern equivalent is not getting a job. Thank you.
It is a real privilege to be part of the jukebox again. I'll firstly read Burns' poem, and then I would like to read Henry Fletcher's poem, which is the other poem for the Fragments that was given, and then I'll read my own, but thank you very much. A red, red rose. Oh, my love's like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love's like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. As fair as thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. Till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun. I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well a while, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 mile. The poem for the Fragments is I Married for Money. I don't know if that implies judgment on me. It's Henry Fletcher. I married for money, I married for land. I got what I married, but I missed a man. I have lashings to live on and little to do, a husband I loathe and a life to rue. Oh, I was a saucy, extravagant belle, and I jilted the lad that I loved so well, for one that could keep me up idle and gay, and now I may cry salt tears my day. He's a meddling, peddling, sneeveling elf that never loved Syl but his own sweet self. A tyrant with women, a coward with men, how different that from my own brave Ben. Better wrapped in a rug on a bean straw bed, by the boy of your fancy to bolster your head, than be curtained with silk and be nestled in down, where it isn't by love but the law that you're bound. O girls, be warned by your comrade Anne, and marry no mortal for money or land. What's lashings to live on and little to do, with a husband you hate and a marriage you rue. Coffee and the radio. In the wee hours, no up all night, but too early for morning, some time to think before the news. I go between stations, regret what I've become. RTE, 3, 4. Pips arrive like birds, and you're asleep in bed, weeks before your wedding.